Dear students, welcome to ICT Hub. In today's lesson, we will discuss about computer science. What is computing system? Its components, organization of computer components. It will include all hardware devices, the advantages and characteristics of a computer. So the question is, what is computer science? Or why we need to study computer science? Computer science is basically the study of design, of operation of computer hardware and software, and the application of computer technology to science, business and arts. It is using technology to solve the world's problem. Nowadays you can see that all the problems are solved by problem solving techniques or the programming used in computer science. So it is very important to study about computer science. What is computing system, or what are the operations that a computer can perform? As you know, computer is an electronic device that processes data and converts it into useful information required by the users, and it is used to program. It is based on the program's instruction, which gives the machine a purpose and tell it what to do. So basically it is capable of performing computation. What is computation? It is a type of calculation that follows a well-defined model like algorithms, and it is also used for making logical decisions like addition or to compare different numbers. It is a machine that can transform data into a useful information. In basic term, it is a device that processes data and convert it into useful information, and it gives the machine a purpose and tell what to do. Let us discuss the parts of the computer system or the computing system. It is categorized into 4 main parts. The first one is the hardware. Hardware includes all the hardware devices that we can physically touch. These devices can be input devices, output devices, storage and the processing device. These all devices that we can physically touch. And what is the software? In the previous video I have already told you about the software. Set of instructions given to the computer to perform a specific task is called a software. The instructions that tells the computer what to do and how to do. The third thing is the data. Data can be raw facts and figures that is entered by the input devices in the form of input. And the last is the users. The people that are the computer operators, they are known as users. So they can enter the input and the computer will process the results and give the results in the form of output devices. Let's have a look on the applications of computer. Here you can see that computers are used in each and every field for a variety of tasks, and it is a versatile device. It can be used at homes, in business field, hospitals, banks. Students can use for different education purposes. In government offices, each and every field can use computers. Like computers are used at home for playing games, listening music, storing addresses and telephone numbers, and many other things. They are used in school for preparing lessons, teaching different subjects, preparing projects. In offices, they are used for maintaining office records, communication, important information, emails, calculating data. And they are also used in animation, films and advertisements. They are used in banks, hospitals, space centers, airlines, railway reservation offices and many different places. Then the question arises, how computer works? Computer is an electronic machine that accepts information and stores it until the information is needed. So the first operation is to accept data in the form of input. It takes input from user by way of input devices. The second step or the second operation is it processes the data and convert it into useful information required by the user using processing device like CPU. Third operation, it gives results as an output through output devices, and at the last it controls all operation inside the computer. It also stores data permanently for future use. So these are the main operations of a computer or the working of a computer. Have a look on this diagram. This is called computer organization or the block diagram. The major functional units of a computer or the organization of computer components is called block diagram, also known as information processing cycle. It is the set of steps that a computer follows to receive data, process data according to the instructions from a program, display resulting information to the user, and store the results. Here you can see that through the input devices we gives the input or the data to the computer, and by using the processing devices it can process the data. And here you can see that the CPU has two main parts. The first one is the control unit and the second one is the arithmetic and logical unit. And after processing, it gives the results in the form of output devices. So it is called the block diagram or the organization of computer components. Here you can see different parts of the computer or the devices, hardware devices like input device, output devices, memory, arithmetic and logical unit, and control unit. These all devices are linked together to make the computer organization or the computer architecture. Hardware devices. Hardware devices includes physical parts of the computer, all the devices that we can physically touch. Examples are CPU, keyboard, mouse, etc. And what is a software? The set of instructions given to the computer to solve a specific task. It is the interface between the user and the computer. Examples are Windows, Linux, Mac operating system, etc. Here you can see different examples of hardware components: motherboard, CPU, keyboard, mouse, RAM, monitor, floppy drive, CD-ROM, hard disk and DVD drives. What are input devices? The devices that are used to give the instructions to the computer in the form of data. Like keyboard, if you are going to type something, you can use the keyboard device. It has more than 100 keys and variety of keys are available. You can use the alphabets, the numbers, numeric keys and the different special characters or the functional keys. Mouse, when you are giving the instructions or the commands by clicking. Joystick is a lever mounted stationary based device for playing video games. Scanner can copy a printed page or of a text or a graphic. Digital camera, it can record still images which you can view and edit on the computer. touchscreen, it accepts input by allowing the user to place a fingertip directly on the computer screen. Here are the examples of input devices like keyboard, pointing devices, mouse, light pans, digital camera, microphone, joystick and touchscreen. Okay, so very important device, that is the processing device of the computer, CPU, which stands Central Processing Unit. What is the function of the CPU? It takes the instructions in the form of data and process the results and produce a useful information. It is also called the brain of the computer. Here you can see it has different components like CU, control unit, the part of the CPU. The basic function of the CPU is it controls the overall functioning of the computer or the instructions of the computer. ALU stands for arithmetic and logical unit. It is used to perform arithmetic operations like plus, minus, divide, multiply, division, modulus, and the logical operations to compare the numbers, whether they are equal, less, greater, less than equal to, greater than equal to. These are the different operations performed by ALU. So it is the most important part of the computer, the brain of the computer, which actually performs all the processing or the execution of the instructions given by the users. Moving towards the memory devices, the computer has a large storage capacity. The storage capacity of the computer is called its memory. Memory enables the computer to store data and instructions, and here you can see that computer has two main types of memory. The first one is the RAM, random access memory, or primary memory. It is also called internal memory. It is the main area in computer where the data are stored. This memory can be quickly accessed by the CPU for reading and storing, but it is volatile memory. Like the contents will be removed when you switch off your computer. They are not permanently stored in your computer. The second type is ROM, read-only memory. ROM is non-volatile memory, means the contents will not be removed when you switch off or shut off your computer. The contents will be stored in your system. It is also called the external memory, where the programs and data are stored on long-term basis. So it does not directly depend on power supply, but it has much larger storage capacity as compared to primary memory. It is also called secondary memory. Okay, as we know that the results are displayed by using the output devices, so here are different output devices like monitor. It is used for video, a soft copy display output device, and it sends output to the monitor. Speakers are used for sound output, and the printers are also the common output device, and they are used to display the output in hard copy or hard copy output. We have different types of printers like laser printer, inkjet printer, and different other types. Here you can see different examples of hardware output devices, printers, speakers, monitors, projectors, and the plotters also. Plotters are also used for hard copy output, but the difference between the printers and the plotter is that a plotter is a computer printing device for printing vector graphics. It is used for creating high quality graphics, visual charts, graphics, tables or diagrams, and the size is greater as compared to printers. Storage devices. The storage devices are used to store data permanently for future use. There are different functions of the storage devices, like they are used for writing, recording the data for later use, and they are used to read the stored data, then transferring it into different other computers' memory. And the physical material on which data is stored are called storage media, the devices that are used to store the data permanently. Here you can see different devices, like some are the magnetic storage devices. In magnetic storage devices we have different examples like disk drive, tape drives, floppy disk, magnetic tape, and different other to store the data on magnetically. And the other are the optical storage devices like CD-ROM, DVD-ROM. They uses lenses, prism, and mirrors to and laser technology to store the data. In floppy drives, it allows you to save work on a small disk and take the data with you. In CD-ROM drives, there are the disk drives which read compact discs, and they are transportable, and they can be used to perform various tasks such as reading data from the computer and listening to audio. DVD drives can be used to watch DVD video, play audio CDs, and store information on DVDs and CDs. DVD drives are now being installed in new computers instead of CD drives. So there are the different examples of storage devices on which you can store your data permanently without losing data. These are the non-volatile devices. We will discuss the advantages of the computer or the characteristics of the computer, why we use computers in our daily life, or what are the main advantages or the characteristics of a computer. First one is, it is the fastest medium of communication. So it saves your time, your effort. You can easily communicate with someone living far from you, and arithmetic problems can be easily solved. It has been estimated that a human being commits at least one error for every 1,000 operations. However, a computer do millions of operations in a second without any error. Only if the data or the instructions we give are incorrect, then we can expect the computer to give wrong results. Computers make it possible to receive, supply, and process large volumes of data at very speeds. It has large storage capacity, memory capacity. Its speed is very high as compared to human beings. A computer can do a variety of arithmetic operations like compare numbers, manipulate text, and many other things at great speeds, all at the same time. And it takes a nanosecond, a 10,000 part of a second, to perform different operations. It has the capability to be programmed. Everything that you want to be done by the computer, you have to give some instructions, and computer follow the instructions to fulfill your request. So it avoids mistakes, it stores large amount of data, it saves your time, effort, and perform calculations quickly and accurately. This is it for today's lesson. I hope you like my video. Thank you so much for watching this video. Like and subscribe my channel, and don't forget to click on the bell icon for more videos.